Good evening, everyone, and welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, the one and only, often imitated, never duplicated, backyard superstar Tim Vicious. I am talking about this week's Raw. Now, Shield. It started out before I get into Raw. I want to say what the mentality for the opening, I think, was. Because it leaked out earlier in that day. I found out about it like around maybe 12 or 1 o'clock-ish. Daniel Bryan wound up getting a neck injury. They say it was from a house show, so he's going to have to get surgery. And two things popped in mind right off bat. One, oh God, please don't tell me he's going to have to drop the belt now. And two, Stone Cold. The Stone Cold issue that happened with him when he wound up wrenching his neck, but either way, Brian's getting surgery, so hopefully he comes back soon, better than he was before. So yeah, Raw starts out with recap from last week with the Shield, Ambrose losing the U.S. title and then getting stomped in ungodly between the Wyatts and Evolution, and then starts into currently with the Shield already in the ring. I don't even know if you could say it counts as a jobber entrance, because lately some of the guys that have been getting jobber entrances have been winning. But they're out there, and all three of them got ample mic time, which extremely thankful on. Because, contrary to popular belief, all three are good with the mic. You just need to utilize it and give them more time to do it. Everyone knows Ambrose is obviously is. Everyone knows Seth is good. He needs a little more finer tuning, but in Roman, he really is good. It's just the problem is they only give him like 2 or 3 sentences, and that's it. But this time they all got a chance to. Ambrose wound up coming out saying last week you saw something you don't normally see. You saw the Shield get beaten down, and we're going to get you. And Rollins was talking about on how he's going to wind up breaking them, hurting them, and then looked over at Reigns. You got something to say, big guy? You got something to say? Yeah, go ahead, say it. And then Reigns got on there talking about basically summing up on how he's going to go and kick their asses. And next thing you know, right up there on the Titantron, you see Limo pull in, and you see Evolution. And lo and behold, biggest shocker of that segment was the fact Randy Orton was wearing pants. Oh yes, that's right. Mr. No Pants Orton was wearing pants. Unfortunately, he decided not to wear any later on through the show, which makes absolutely no sense to me because he came out in his ring gear, but he was never once booked for a match. Seriously? Duh! Why wear your ring gear if you're not going to fight? I mean, it makes no sense. Anyways, Evolution pulls out of the limo. Next thing you know, you just see some random dude from the back talking to Hunter saying, hey, we need you to, alright, now go over here and sign this. Now sign this and sign this. And for all we know, my bet is Hunter was probably signing off on this segment while he was in the middle of the segment. Anyways, next thing you know, you just see right out of nowhere, Shield going beat them all up, and go at them. Now they've announced they're doing a rematch with them at Payback, and as much as I would love to see a War Games match, I'm losing any and all hope that they're going to actually make one with them. I mean, maybe we'd be lucky and they'll just do a Hell in a Cell match. But I doubt that very much so. But either way, On to the first match of the night. Swagger versus RVD. And I absolutely loved when right at the beginning of it, you know, Uncle Zebekiah wound up having a mic and added Adam Rose to Zeb's deportation list. Absolutely phenomenal. I loved it. You know, I love Zeb Coulter. I love the Zeb Coulter character because, you know, it's, if you bother to listen to what it is he's talking about, all of his complaints are actually legit. You know, it's just he's doing exactly just what he's supposed to as a heel. He's making you get mad at him and hate him, but he's speaking the truth, you know? And let me see if I can do my best Zeb Coulter impression. Got all these illegals sneaking across the border. There you go. That was my best Zeb Coulter impression. I can't do the voice. I can't do a Texas accent. Deal with it, folks. Anyways, I don't even know if you can really call it a match because once the bell rang, Adam Rose's music came on. In which case, the best part of that was got to see Bunny and there was a dude wearing a hamburger suit. And they all were doing the in which case, if Michael Cole is even getting behind it, then you know it's already dead before it started. So please, don't have Cole start doing the Adam Rose party jumps, you know? Because next thing you know, you're going to see him do that Emma thing. And, oh god, no. Anyways, Adam Rose circled the ring. Once he got around, Swagger was out through the ropes. Get out of here, all that kind of crap. Next, you know, turned around, BAM! RVD caught him with a kick to the jaw, got up there, did a 5-star. Got the 1-2-3, and then started walking back with Adam Rose. In which case, pretty sure RVD can now check off his bucket list. Partied with a bunny while high. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. But anyways, next matchup, a match I was extremely impressed with. Now everyone knows I give the ST Divas division a lot of crap and a lot of heat because, well, quite frankly, they deserve it. None of them really bothered to show anything to say, hey look, I'm actually going to wrestle and fight for time to do it. But, you know, Paige came out, did her normal thing, and there goes me and my unbalanced ass damn near falling over. Next thing you know, Alicia Fox has the mic, goes and starts spewing her thing at her, saying, no one likes you. You are the outsider and all this, that kind of crap. And then she just starts going into her. I mean, she dominated her literally the entire match. And, yeah, say what you will about Alicia Fox, she really has improved in the ring phenomenally, given the amount of time that she's been there. And not only that, I still stand by the argument of the bridge that she does for her Northern Light suplex is probably one of the better ones I've seen in a long time. You know, she has a phenomenal bridge when she goes and does that. And I'm not trying to sound pervy or anything. I'm actually talking on a wrestling standpoint. Trust me, if I wanted to get pervy on Alicia Fox, I would, because, my opinion, hottest one in the division. But that's me. Off on that, back to the wrestling. Yeah, she was just Alicia was just flat out tearing it at Paige, you know, like grabbing chunks of hair and wham, slamming down on the ground and mat, tossing her into the ring post, all that. Started getting her in a bleh, get my words jumbled up. Started getting her in an abdominal stretch. Next thing you know, Paige right out of nowhere, wham! Hit Paige Turner, got the 1-2-3, walked away, and next thing you know, you see Alicia literally look like she had a friggin' breakdown in the middle of the ring. Started slamming, kicking things, you know, broke apart the table, grabbed JBL's energy drink, which I'm surprised it was an energy drink and not a Pabst Blue Ribbon, considering it's JBL. You know, I'm pretty sure that man's bloodstream consists of JBL, or, yeah, JBL's blood consists of JBL. Don't judge me, I've been up since like 4:30 this morning, and I just got done work. JBL's blood probably consists mostly of Pabst Blue Ribbon and Jack Daniels. But she grabbed that, tossed that around, grabbed his hat, and just started walking away with that kind of thing, and I just made myself look like an idiot. You know? Which case, then, I didn't even see this. I wound up finding this out, reading this up on Twitter. Yeah, apparently when on the app she wound up screaming Alicia wound up screaming and yelling at Stephanie McMahon, and was saying that I quit. I'm, for all intents and purposes, am really hoping that this is just a work to help try and build up, saying that more of the women's division want more and want to make Paige look like a legit underdog. Like, okay, yeah, the entire women's locker room is against me, so it's, you know, basically kind of like making it look like the entire United States versus itty-bitty New Jersey. You know, something like that. You know, if you can understand that analogy, God bless you. Next matchup, it was a rematch from SmackDown. Why they gave us the rematch, I have no idea. Nobody really wanted to see it. Nobody was really interested on it. The Wyatts versus the Usos and Kakfina. I'm going to get this problem taken care of. John Cena. You know? But either way, before the, you know, I don't even remember if it was before or after the match. I know the Wyatts challenged Cena to a match again at Payback, and I think this time it's a last man standing. And I don't know about anyone else, but me personally, as far as gimmick matches go, last man standing's probably got to be the most boringest of ones, because, you know, obviously, yeah, you got the, you do whatever you have to keep them down. So yeah, no DQs, but aside from that, you know, after you knock them down, then you have to wait, then you have to do a count of 10 and wait. So you know, here, I'll give you an example, right here, right now. I just got knocked down, now wait 10. See? How incredibly boring was that? I'm pretty sure it was as boring as this show in general, but nah. Ugh. Moving on. The match though, with the Wyatts and the Usos and Cena, really didn't care much on. It was, I mean, it was pretty okay, but nothing to make me like, nothing to make me, if I wasn't already watching Raw, to where I would want somebody to call me up and be like, dude, put Raw on, you gotta see this match. You know? I mean, it just didn't really have that factor to make me actually want to watch it. You know, I mean, Cena and the Usos obviously won. You know, what else would you expect? You know? And yeah, as far as with the Cena and Wyatt match, I think honestly the last bit of it really should have died right after Extreme Rules, because, you know, you built it up to where at WrestleMania it was Wyatt was going after Cena's legacy. So Wyatt obviously didn't have to win that match, because that was more of a psychological attack on him, you know? And then you got Extreme Rules in a cage match saying that, oh, you beat me, but, you know, you had your guys outside, which is kind of odd considering that they never once bothered to try and interfere in the Mania match. But, you know, then for some odd reason they interfered in the Extreme Rules cage match. You know, now you're doing a last man standing, which is just begging for them to, and, you know, they could just wind up duct taping you to it. They could just duct tape you to the ring post and leave you there to lie, and boom, done. And then what? You're going to challenge us again to another last man standing where they're not allowed to interfere? Or we're going to have a kennel from hell where Rowan and Harper aren't allowed to be in the same zip code? You know? If you're going to give gimmick matches and you're going to have feuds stretch out, you got to give something in the middle to make us actually believe that it's going to be good. You know, instead of having it be them squaring off at each other or their lackeys every week or just sitting there cut promos on each other, have them go and do normal matches, but have them be like, while they're in the middle of beating someone up, you know, just be like, you see this? This is what I'm going to do to you. Wham! You know, things like that. You know, but I mean, that's just me. What do I know? You know, it's not like I busted myself up and down like crazy doing this sport. Moving on, another ST Divas match. Oh yes, that's right. Not one, but two ST Divas matches. But wait, there's a catch. Not only is this the second ST Divas match, it is, wait for it, almost as boring as a last man standing result, huh? This one ties into that Total Divas show. Oh yes, and they made it Natty versus the Bella that got the boob job for whatever reason, you know, and they said it was all because of a painting. Really? A painting? You're going to base a match currently off of a conflict that happened 6 months ago, and that conflict was over somebody making a very bad painting. Really? Does anyone else I mean, I understand. It's wrestling and it's, you know, fantasy and all that, but dude, there comes a time where even fantasy's just look and say, what in God's good name are you doing? Because even aside from that, you know, you had all the other little ST Divas from the reality show all outside of the ring with scorecards rating all of their moves, in which case it was kind of funny because one of them rated it a 6 and the other one right next to it rated it a 9. So I'm going to let your imagination run wild on that one. Wasn't very PG, ladies. Yeah, but so another thing that really confused me, obviously you had the John Cena's Bella in the ring, in the match. But the other one was at ringside. So is she only scared of Kane, or I should say now, the Demon Kane, when she's around her husband? You know? 'Cause I mean, it just is a weird random concept. What they could have done to help build that up is in the middle of the match, boom, have Kane's pyro go off, have the music play, and then next thing you just see Kane walk on down, and then you see all the other women from there run and leave, and then just have her just be like, oh, 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 and just be like fending for herself, you know. And then you could have Brian come out. Obviously he can't do a lot because of the neck issue that I brought up earlier, but come out with a chair, crack it across Kane a couple times, and then, you know, probably one of the simplest moves that I really don't think requires any kind of neck movement, because I never had to when I did it, DDT. Just give him a DDT on the mat, and then just grab her, and then walk away, and you could have Brian's music playing while he's yesing. You know, I mean, it's relatively simple, people. But either way, in the end, the Bella that was in the ring wound up winning the match, and really didn't care for it. Next matchup, it was Sheamus versus Axel, and lo and behold, the highlight of not just that match, but following that one was Sheamus versus Ryback. So Sheamus wound up fighting both. He pulled double duty. The highlight of that was Rybaxel came out wearing red beanies. Yeah. In the middle of spring, while transitioning into summer, where the now normal average temperature going around the east coast of the U.S. is about anywhere between upper 60s to mid 70s. The perfect kind of merch to go and wear to try and push. Red winter hats. Really? You look like you have a giant red special ed helmet on when you came out. I mean, really? The jokes are just rating themselves right there. I mean, that's something I would expect to see on TNA. I mean, but seriously, why in God's good name would you do that? Next thing you know, you're going to be coming out wearing a flippin' Carhartt jacket that's like filled with like 3.5 inches of wool in the middle of July. Anyways, really didn't care for when Sheamus was messing with Axel. Axel, I feel sorry for because he just lost so much momentum. You know, he had a chance to get built up really good. Instead, they just had him trying to ride off of my daddy's Mr. Perfect, and my granddaddy was Larry the Axe Hennig, and really, you can't rely on just running off of your name. I mean, I even remember in an interview, Cody Rhodes wound up even saying this. Cody Rhodes said, I didn't start out wrestling with my Rhodes name. You know, I wanted people to appreciate the fact that I was a wrestler first, not just Dusty Rhodes' boy. You know, and Axel, for all intents and purposes, should have looked at Vince or creative or whoever pitched the whole Curtis Axel idea and say, I don't want to just ride off of that. I want to do something to make me be noticed. You know? But either way, Sheamus versus Ryback, yeah, kind of. You know, but Ryback, he's just, I swear they should just put Ryback on commentary, because with all the random stuff that he constantly spews out on commentary, it's just, that makes up for his lack of in-ring skills. You know? Case in point, the last time he was out when he was on commentary, you know, he was starting to talk about stories on how his daddy was a bartender serving Scott Hall drinks, and it just, what? Yeah. Next matchup, it was oh wait, never mind. I ain't really caring about him. Layla's out there and she's wearing almost next to nothing as a one piece versus Ziggler. Now, again, funny part, Ziggler got the jobber entrance. Then what's his name? I'm staring at Layla. Came out and, you know, again, Layla. Damn! That's all I got to say on that. Damn! It was a decent mid-card match, but speaking of mid-cards, the Sunday Segway brought it up earlier this week, and Kenny, I'm not trying to do gimmick infringement going off of something that you talked about. All I'm doing is just emphasizing your point. So, I'm just stating it now. Not doing gimmick infringement. You know, talking about your key topic. But, honestly, there's no real mid-card status anymore. You know, and which is a shame because, you know, obviously Ziggler can't get the main event push because he's too concussion prone. So, you know, he would be phenomenal as king of the mid-cards or as the guy to help get you and boost you to be ready to fight the main event guys. you know? But instead, big problem that WWE's having anymore is you're either a main eventer or you do squashes and job matches and matches that really don't matter, or dark matches. You know? They don't build anyone as a good solid mid-carder anymore. And that's really, you know, because I mean, if Fandango didn't wind up getting that concussion a few years ago, I'm pretty sure he'd have won that Intercontinental title instead of Curtis Axel. But either way, back to the match at hand. You know, yeah, it was nothing big. Ziggler won, but wait a second, Dolph Ziggler won. Dolph Ziggler won. Oh my God! Okay, now I'm done bad acting. Yeah, I'm not a Bella, so no bad acting on here. Yeah, but yeah, that was a legit shocker. Ziggler actually won the match. Actually, aside from that, the other big shocker was Fandango was in a match that didn't have Santino or Emma in it, which, again, thank you. Yeah, that was pretty impressive. It was actually impressive on Creative's part and whoever was booking's part for that. You know, Ziggler won. Really happy on that. Next thing you know, we wound up getting Fandango saying, I may have lost the match, but I've really won a big prize and that's you, and doing that kind of romantic lovey-dovey stuff that guys really don't say. You know, and then wound up, started making out with Layla, and dude, you could see they were legitimately not just acting, but seriously doing it, because you could see she was putting her tongue down his throat, you know, and the whole time you're having JBL yelling, got a commercial, got a commercial. That was hilarious right there with that. I thought that was hilarious. Next matchup, it was Damien Sandow versus Cody, and apparently on the pre-show, Sandow was in the middle of dropping a pipe bomb when his mic got cut. You know, I didn't see it. I never watched the pre-show because it's just kind of boring to me. But, you know, either way, it was good to see Sandow out there. He was going up against Cody. I like the fact that they actually bothered to reference the old Rhodes Scholars thing. But I was also hoping that, okay, Cody's been jobbing a lot lately, so this could be Sandow's chance to win. It wasn't. Sandow dominated a majority of the match. Next thing you know, Cody, right out of nowhere, wham, hit the crossroads, got the 1, 2, 3. He won. Glad Cody's not jobbing now, but I'm also sad that Sandow's still jobbing. So, once again, let's all just give a big facepalm to the man who has only two victories so far in the 2014 year, Damien Sandow. Next matchup, main event of the night. Roman Reigns versus Dave, I'm going to try and grow a decent beard to cover up my Jersey Shore look attire, Batista. And, oh yeah, Dave does have a beard now, but on an unrelated note, my beard, as well as any other manly man's beards, laughed and mocked Dave Batista's attempt to have a rugged one. But, that aside, the match itself was fairly decent. It was fairly decent, you know. It was like seeing, and, you know, I said before, when the Shield eventually break up, Reigns, he's going to get the push, just like Dave did. So it was kind of like seeing the Dave Batista of the future, minus the douchebaggery, versus Dave Batista of the now, with the douchebaggery. But either way, it was a decent match. You know, Reigns, he really looks like one of those kind of big guys that can work with anyone, whether they're a big guy like Batista or Henry or Big Show. and little guys also, which is really nice. You know, but all hell broke loose partway through the match. You know, Batista, he rolled out, his head was on the apron for Reigns to do his ballerina dropkick punt, or his ballerina dropkick thing. And I call it that because the first time he did it, it looked like he was running and getting ready to say, "Screw the world, I'm going to be a ballerina." That's just me though. But did that, next thing you know, before he could go and do that kick, Randy and Hunter are there staring him down, which this is the part where Randy didn't have pants on, and it confused me because Hunter went from wearing his suit to coming out in a pair of blue jeans, the Evolution shirt, and his hands taped up. So, the more street clothes oriented Triple H gets, the less clothes Randy Orton wears, apparently. I mean, is that WWE logic? Who knows? But anyways, Reigns is just staring them down, saying, yeah, you know, doing like a, yeah, I'm going to go and whoop that boy's ass, and then when I'm done, I'm going to go and whoop yours, you know, kind of thing. You could see Triple H and Randy starting to creep closer and closer to him, and then right out of nowhere, wham! Dean and Seth come out right out of left field with suicide dives on them, and then that's when Reigns runs and does the drop kick onto him, and you know, you see, and next thing you know, you see, as the match went on, you see Roman go and do the lock for the Superman punch. Hunter grabs his legs, pulls him out, gets ready to hook him for the pedigree, and Seth, being half ninja, half Spider-Man, leaps off the table, attacks Triple H, and then all hell breaks loose, and then the Shield and all the Shield and all Evolution go at each other, and it was the nice kind of disaster that you wanted to see, you know, them going at each other, you know, and the way that they're doing this is on how I would like to see the feud between Kane and Bryan, you know, them just fighting each other but not doing matches with each other, you know. You know, and I don't want to just see Kane cutting promos and then doing a match with Bryan. You know, I'd like to see Kane, like I said, come out, do a match with somebody, even if he's doing a squash match against Kofi, which I wouldn't be surprised on, beat him up and then say, "Daniel, this is going to be you," and then go and completely obliterate and destroy Kofi. You know? Anyways, that's all the time for this week's shoot. So, like all normal, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch all the other episodes. Look for me on Twitter at Tim Vicious. Make sure y'all look for my backup account, Tim_Vicious. I'm on there. You know, I get on there every now and again because I wind up saying or doing something that gets me put in Twitter jail. I can't help that. Also, don't forget to check out all these cool ass cats right here on Twitter. My brother from another mother, James Belmont JX2001. That Roxy girl, Vicky Earls. Roxy and Vicky got their own YouTube channels. Make sure y'all check them out. I am Danny Sunday, Mucky Morris, Helen Robinson 82, Axel Mulligan, and he's also got another account, Darren Drambles. He's also started up his own YouTube channel as well now called Axel's Analysis. I didn't get a chance. Please make sure y'all check that out. Dude, I did check that out earlier this week. I absolutely loved it. Can't wait until you push out the next one, man. Also, look for the Sunday Segway. Should be on there again sometime soon, doing the Beat the Clock challenge, going up against Ali Youngbrain. You know, yeah, you may be the young brain, but I'm taking those alpha brains, so you know I'm keeping my mind sharp, coming for you. Excuse me. Sinfully Sabrina, Cranky Grandpa, Legion Lady Aaron, Oliver Ben, Just a Stupid Mark. Also, don't forget to check out Ollie Ben's and Mass Mark's TNA Turnaround. Mark absolutely loved this week's fantasy booking. That would be hands down the most heartfelt wrestling storyline of the decade, if that actually happened, but with Bobby Roode and MVP. I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to spoil it. Y'all need to go and check out their show out to see it. But obviously after you're done watching this and you subscribed, of course. You know? Alright, that's it. Like I always tell y'all, you love me great. You hate me. Fuck yous.